Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to start a new topic, and the name of the topic is power and politics. So before entering into the topic, let us discuss what is power and what is politics. So normally we can say that power is the ability to influence others, and that power can be used in an organization to achieve its goals, then to maintain a healthy relationship among all the people who are working in an organization, and it also helps to find out the solutions of different problems. As I said, key power is an ability to influence others. To influence others means to motivate others, or we can say that to control the activities of the other people who are working in an organization. So, with the help of power, the organization can control the activities of the power, activities of the individual people or employees who are working in an organization. So that thing has to achieve the goals or objectives of an organization. So normally in the organization we can find three type of relations. As I said, with the help of power, the organization try to maintain a cordial relationship among all the people or among all the employees who are working in an organization. So normally in the organization we can find three types of employees. Three types of people are involved. First one is entrepreneur, second one is your employer, and last one is your employee. So through or with the help of power, the organization try to create good relationship with the employer and employer, then employee and employee and employer and employee. So that means with the help of power, the organization try to maintain a cordial or good understand relationship in the organizations. In others, we can say that power is the ability to influence the individual persons or group of persons or team or at last the department. So simply we can say that with the help of power, the organization can control or manage the activities of the people, which helps to achieve the goals or objectives of an organization. Okay, so then next, what do you understand by power? So normally we can say that power is the ability or capability of a person to do things the way he or she wants it to be done. That means with the help of power, or power is the ability or capability through which one person can motivate other peoples, or with the help of with the help of that power, one person wants to perform the task or do the work according to his or her wish. So a person's power is usually seen by his or her strength, right? Yes, power means normally we can say that this is the strength, this is the strength of an individual person. So it is influencing others. So with the help of power, one person can influence or motivate or others to make them do what he or she wants to do them. Yes, so that means with the help of power, the organization can control the activities of the people, or we can say that the organization assign different activities or different events to the people, and with the help of that power, the organization can perform that things with the help of others according to his or her method. In other sense, we can say that power in an organization has that persons to influence others. Yes, already I have said power is the ability to influence or to motivate others, then make them do things, right? Make them do things means make them to do the things or to perform the task that they are otherwise reluctant to do. That means if there is no power, or if without power it is not possible for one individual person or for the organization or for the manager to control the activities of the people. If there is no power, then the employees they are always reluctant to perform or to do their task. Okay, so it also helps to avoid the conflict and achieve the organizational goals. So simply we can say that power is nothing but it is a process through which the organization can control or influence or manage the activities of the people, and it also or that power can be used to achieve the organizational goals and find out the solutions of the find out the solutions of the different problems, and create a good relationship among all the people who are working in an organization. So normally in the organization we can find three levels of management, that is top level, middle level and lower level. So top level means, as its name suggests, top, that means it is the it is the toppest positions of an organization, right? Then in case of the top level management, we can find managing director, then CEO, chief executive officer, chief financial officer, then general manager, etc. So all these people are coming under the top level people. Then secondly, middle level management. In case of middle level management, we can find all the managers of different departmental heads like your HR department, finance, marketing, IT, operations, retail, etc. So all the departmental heads or all the managers of different department, they are coming under the middle level of management. Then the rest of the people, they are coming under a lower level management like your employee, foreman, accountants, then supervisors, right? So these people are coming under the lower level management. So normally, the with the help of power, the top level management can control the activities of the middle level management. Similarly, with the help of that power, the middle level management can control the activities or the performance of the lower level people. So in with the help of power, in other sense, we can say that with the help of power, the top level management will assign the task to the middle level people. Then similarly, the middle level people will assign the task or work to the lower level management. And the work of the lower level management is supervised by the middle level management, and the performance of the middle level management is supervised and controlled or managed by the top level management, right? Then move to the next slide. Then power and management. So power and management means what is the relationship between power and management in an organization, right? So power, what is power? As already we have discussed, it is the ability of a manager to influence his subordinates or other employees. Yes, that means with the help of power, the manager can influence or motivate the subordinates or employees who are working in an organization. So power also helps to influence power helps to influence that means the behavior or the decisions of the subordinate changes after their interaction with the managers, right? Yes, so power also helps to make proper decisions in the organization. So if there will be a mutual understanding or if there will be healthy discussion between the employees and employer, then the objective or the behavior of the employee will be changed. That means with the help of power, normally the organizations or the manager can control or manage the activities of the subordinates. So a manager can drive his power in two dimensions. That means the power has two dimensions in an organization. One is positional power, second one is personal power. So let us discuss what is positional power and what is personal power, right? So the first one is positional power. So positional, as its name such as positions, right? So positional power means what? Now sometimes one person can reserve or one person can get some power due to the positions, right? So here position matters, right? So with the help of that power, due to that position, one person will hold some power. Okay, so take the example of the CEO of an organization. So CEO means a chief executive officer. So here the chief executive officer holds some power due to the positions, right? Then take the example of MD, managing director. So the managing director is having some power, or that person has reserved some power, and we can find that power due to the position. So there is no link with the person, right? If suppose today X is the CEO, so X will hold some power because due to the position, and suppose tomorrow that person will be changed and Y will become the CEO of a particular organization. In that case, the Y will hold some power, because here due to the positions the organization provides, or the organization gives some power to the employees, right? So that is not your positional power. So positional power is very simple. So the people or the employees, they can hold some power due to the different positions in the organization. Second one is a personal power, right? So personal power means what? Now when one person, right, when one person reserves some power or holds some power, and with the help of that power, if one person will utilize that power for his personal work or for his personal benefit, then we can say that personal power, right? So that means what? Now here see, as I have discussed, suppose X is the CEO of the organization. So X will hold some some power, that is due to position. But personal power means what? If X will use that power for his personal use or for his personal benefits, then we can say that that is personal power. So there is a big difference between positional power and personal power. Simply we can say the positional power means due to some position. If one person holds some power, then that is known as a positional power. And if that person use that power for his personal purpose or for his personal benefit, then we can say that that is personal power. So if a manager is able to influence his subordinates and at the same time maintain their enthusiasm to work, then it become very favorable situations for the organizational success. Yes, that means what the if due to the position one person or the manager can influence the subordinates, at the same time if the manager will maintain the enthusiasm or the manager will motivate the people to do more work, then that will be a good situation for the organization for its success. So see, normally the success or failure of every organization depends upon their employees. Depends upon the employees means what? That depends upon the productivity or output of the employees, right? So if the performance or the output or the productivity of an organization is good, then definitely we can say that the profit of that particular organization is very high, right? Because the productivity, the benefits, or we can say that the profit of an organization is equal with the efforts, or we can say that the performance of the employees, right? So there is a mutual relationship, or there is a mutual relationship between the productivity, between the profit of the organization and the productivity of the productivity of the employees. So this first is that if you, with the help of positional power, one person can motivate the people, and with the help of that person can motivate the people to perform the task or to increase in productivity, then that situation has to achieve the profit of the organizations, right? So these are the two dimensions of power, right? Then move to the next slide. Then the next one is organizational politics. Okay, so what do you understand by organizational politics, right? Because the topic name is power and politics. So politics or organizational politics refers to the process of an individuals or group within an organization using their power and influence to achieve their own interest or agendas, right? So organizational politics means it is a process through which an individual or a group of people within an organization using their power, whether a single person can using his power or a group of person using his power and influence to achieve their own interest, means achieve their personal interest or achieve their individual interest or agendas, right? So organizational politics means when an individual person or a group of person will use will use the power for their personal benefit, then we can say that that is organizational politics, right? In other sense, we can say that it refers to the use of power and influence within an organization to attain personal or group objectives, right? Often at the expense of the organizational goals, right? So that means what? Now, as earlier I have said, now with the help of, or we can say that organizational politics is a process where the people can use the power and influence the individual persons to attain or to achieve their personal objectives as well as group objectives, and at the same time they are also using the expenses or the expenditure, the expense of the organizational goals, right? So simply we can say that organizational politics means when one organization or when one individual person will use his power, will use his power, and with the help of that power that person can influence the other persons, which helps to achieve their personal or group objectives, right? It can have both positive and negative impact on the organizational environment. Yes, so organizational politics has both positive and negative impact on the organizational environment. So while politics can be used to create a positive work environment and promote healthy competition, then we can say that that is positive organizational environment, or that is positive organizational politics. And it can also lead to conflict, distrust, and unhealthy workplace environment. So see, as I said, it can be up to, it has two impact, like positive impact and negative impact. So in case of positive impact means what, now with the help of that politics, if we can find a positive work environment or a healthy work environment in the organization and promote healthy competition, and if we can find there is a healthy competition in the organization, then we can say that that is positive organizational politics. And if we can find more conflict and disturbances among the employees, then not unhealthy work environment, then we can say that that is the negative impact of organizational politics. So if we can find some positive things from the politics, then we can say that that is positive organizational politics. And if we can find some bad things, right, then we can say that that is negative organizational politics. So it can include actions like forming alliances, using information selectively, creating violations, and engaging in power struggles, right. So with the help of power, we can if our power has to forming or creating the associations or units among the employees, it also used to find out the selective informations, right. It also has to engage the employees in the organization. So it is essential to distinguish between ethical and unethical particular political behavior in the organization. So first we will discuss what is ethical and what is unethical. So normally we can say that ethical means what? Now what is right? What is right? Now ethics. Ethical means ethics. Ethics means what? Now what is right and what is wrong, right? So what we are doing in every moment or every situation, we are knowing that whether that is the right thing or wrong thing, right? So similarly, organizational politics is ethical as well as it is unethical, right? So see how, or in what situation we can say that it is ethical. So ethical political behavior aligns with organization's missions and goals, right. If the organization, or we, if through that organizational politics, or where the organizational politics or organizational political behavior helps to find out the mission and goals of the organization, then we can say that that is ethical political behavior, right. So organization mission, there is a difference between missions and goals, or missions or visions, right. Vision means what? What is the future goal, or what is the future objectives of an organization. And mission means what? That the way or the path which is required to, or the path which is followed by the organization to achieve the goal, right. So that is known as your mission and vision, or mission and goals, right. So ethical political behavior helps to achieve the organizational missions as well as goal, while unethical political behavior typically involves manipulating others for personal gains or to undermine the organization's objective, right. So unethical organizational politics means when the people use that politics for his personal purpose or for the personal gain, or undermine the organizational objectives, or it will not help to fulfill the organizational objective, then that is not unethical, right. So see why we can say that it is unethical. Suppose you are working in an organization, right. So as you are an employee, it must not suit, it must have your past responsibility to fulfill the goals or objectives of the organization. So if you will fulfill the objectives of the organization, then that thing helps you to fulfill your personal objectives or personal gains, right. So in the organization, some people they are giving more focus or more importance to the personal gains rather than the organizational gains. So if you are an employee and you are giving, or you are focusing for your personal goal, for your personal gains or personal objectives, then we can say that it is unethical political behavior. As earlier I have said, ethical means what is right and what is wrong, right. So see, if you are doing something for the development of the organization, then definitely we can say that it is ethical. But if you are working in the same organization and you are doing something for your personal benefit, right, not for the organizational benefit, then we can say that that is unethical political behavior. Then move to the next slide. Then what are the conductive conditions and respective political behavior. What are the conditions and what are the behaviors, right? So first one is ambiguous goals, right? If the condition is ambiguous goals means what? Now when the goals of an organization is not fixed, it is always changeable, frequently changeable, right? So if the goals of an organization frequently change, then what is the result? Now attempt to define goals to one's advantage, right? So if the goals are ambiguous, this is not fixed, then we should definitely fix one goal or objectives of the organization. Then prevailing condition, limited resources. Suppose you are having limited resources. If you are having limited resources, then fight to maximize one's share of resources, right? If you have limited resources, then you will make, or you will fight, or you will fight, or you will struggle to maximize your share of resources. Then next is dynamic technology and environment. Dynamic means normally we can say that dynamic means changeable means which is not fixed. Okay, so dynamic technology, if the technology of an organizations are not fixed as well as the environments are not fixed, then what will the result of political behavior? Now attempt to exploit uncertainty for personal gains, right? Yes, if the technology of an organization is not fixed, then the organization will exploit the employees for to achieve their personal goals or personal gains. Then non-program decisions, prevailing condition is non-program decision. If the programs are not decided, okay, then what will happen? The attempt to make some optimal decisions that favor the personal ends, right? So see, if the program decisions are not fixed, then definitely it helps to attempt to make suboptimal decisions, and the suboptimal decision helps to achieve the personal change or personal objective or personal goals. Then the last one is your organizational change. So in case of organizational change, attempt to use recognition as a change to pursue own interest and goals, right? If you can find there is a organizational change, then what should be the step taken by them? Attempt to use reorganizations, right? So attempt to use reorganizations as a chance to pursue the own interest and goals. If there is a, if you can find there is a change in the organization, then in case of resulting political behavior, the people or the employees, they will give more emphasis to achieve his personal goals. The next one is what are the factors influencing political behavior? Right, so the factors influencing political behavior is classified into two parts. First one is your internal and second one is your external, right? Okay, so what are the internal or we can say the individual factors, and second one is your organizational factor. So individual factors means what? Related to the individual persons or the individual employees who are working in an organization. Then organizational factors means what? Now it is related to the organization. Individual factors means related to the individual employee, but organizational factors means it is related to the organization. So in case of individual factors, we can find high monitors, then internal locus of control, then high mass, then organizational involvement, then perceived job alternative, then expectations of success. So these are the individual factors. Then what are the organizational factors? The organizational factors is reallocation of resources, then promotion opportunities, then low trust, then role ambiguity, then unclear performance evaluation system, then zero sum reward practices, then democratic decision making, then high performance pressure, then self-serving senior manager, right? So in case of political behavior, okay, so we can find internal factors as well as external factors, right? And the internal factors or external factors, sometimes it provides rewards and it also provides some punishment, right? But the favorable outcome, the outcome is sometimes it may be reward and sometimes it may be punishment. So let us discuss all the individual and organizational factors one by one. So the first individual factors, right? So the first individual factors of political behavior is self monitoring. Okay, So self monitoring, or we can say that high self monitoring. What do you understand by monitoring? First, monitoring means what? Normally we can say that monitoring means checking. Okay, monitoring means checking, right? So high self means what? An individual. So self monitoring means self checking, right? So if you are making high, so as it is on individual factors, right? As it is on individual factors, that means it is related to an individual person or employee. So high self monitoring, right? High means, high self monitoring means self evaluation or self checking, right? So high self monitoring is more sensitive to social cues and is more likely to be skilled in political behavior than the low self monitoring, right? So self monitoring, if self monitoring, if you are making self monitoring or self checking, then that will create some social cues, okay, or social agreements or social associations, right? So if you monitor yourself, then you will involve more in politics, right? Is more likely to be skilled in potential behavior than low self monitoring. But if you are potentially strong or you have some potential, then definitely you will find a low self monitoring. So high self monitoring cues politics or political behavior, but low self monitoring cues more skill or more potential. Then the second one is second internal factors or individual factors is locus of control, right? So normally locus of, what do you understand by locus of control? So simply we can say that locus of control means what is the control capacity of an individual person, right? As you know that employees, they are working in an organization, right? So through locus of control, we can find whether the person has the control capacity to control the situations or not, right? So it is classified into two parts, that is internal locus of control and second one is external locus of control. So internal locus of control means one, if you will handle the situations, if something will happen inside the organization and if you will handle the situation alone, right, with the help of your power, you can handle the situation, then we can say that it is internal locus of control. And the external locus of control means what, if you don't have any control capacity to control the activities of the people in the organization, then we can say that that is external locus of control. Suppose something will happen in the organization and you cannot control the situation, then what will happen? Then in that case you will take the help of other people, right? You will take you will take the help of the other people who are existing in the organization. So that means what, that the other people help you to control the activity. So that is known as an external locus of control. So see, in internal locus of control, it is written, I control my destiny. Yes, that means what, I am self-sufficient, right? I can control or I can manage the situations in the organization. But in case of external locus of control, they control my destiny, right? So they control my destiny means what, I don't have any control capacity and the other people can help me to control my situations, right? So internal locus of control is also another interpersonal or individual role of political behavior, right? So internal locus of controls are more horizontal, to take proactive stance and attempt to manipulate situations in their favors. The next one is, so the next one is Machiavellism, right? So let us discuss what to understand by Machiavellism. Also, Machiavellism is one characteristics of a personality. So it refers to the personality traits which sees a person so focused on their own interests, they will manipulate, deceive, and exploit others to achieve their goals. So Machiavellism means what, it is a process or it is the characteristics of an individual person. With the help of that Machiavellism characteristic, that person can use the other people to achieve or can use or manipulate that person or exploit that person to achieve his personal goals, right? If we can find the same type of employees in an organization, right? If one person is utilizing the other people or manipulate the other people or exploit the other people to achieve the personal goals, then we can say that that is Machiavellism or Machiavellian personality of an individual persons, right? So the Machiavellian personality is comfortable using politics as a means of further his or her self-interest. Right? Yes, if I have some self-interest, then I can exploit the employees or I can manipulate the employees to achieve my personal goals. Then next one is your organizational investment. So normally organizational investment means it is a process through which the organization can invest some amount of money for the growth and development of the employees, right? So that is known as the organizational investment. How much the organization is invested to make their employees skillful, right? To make their employees skillful. So that is known as your organizational investment, right? The more that a person has invested, right? So see, as I said, the organizational investment means how much amount of money the organization is used to make their employees skillful. That means here the organization is investing some amount of money, right? At the same time, it is the responsibility of an individual person to invest something or to give return something to the organization. So the more that a person has invested and the more a person has to lose, right? Yes, if one person will invest more things in the organization, then definitely that person will lose that thing. The less likely he or she is to use illegitimate means, right? Yes, if one person is investing more, that means that person is doing some illegitimate work, right? And if that person is losing losses, right? Losing losses, that person also using, the person is also less likely to use illegitimate means. Then next one is your perceived job opportunity, job alternatives. So job alternatives means what are the job opportunities are existing for an individual? What are the job opportunities or job alternatives are available for an individual employees in an organization? So perceived means when I receive the job opportunities in an organization. The more alternative job opportunities an individual has, a prominent reputation or influence or influential contacts outside the organization. Yes, if one person is having more job opportunities, means if one person is having more or different job alternatives for him, then that person must have a good reputation and a good contact with the outside organization, because that person is having so many job opportunities in his or her hand. Definitely in that case we can say that that person will get a good reputation in the outside of the organization. The more likely he or she will risk illegitimate political action. Obviously, if one person has more options in the, or more job alternatives in his hand, then definitely the person will do some illegitimate means all unlawful, or we can say that unlawful political action. The person will do some unlawful political actions. The next one is your expectations of success, right? So expectation of success. So normally we can say, let us discuss what is the success of an organization. The success of an organization is achievement of high profit. If an organization is earning high profit, then we can say that the position that the organization is a successful organization, and that success and that objective can be fulfilled with the help of the effort or productivity of the employees. If we satisfy the employees of an organization, then definitely we can find the success of that particular organization. So what is the expectations of the success? A low expectations of success in using illegitimate means determine the probability of its use, right? Yes, low expectations of success is always, as you are an employer, you always you will expect low expectations from the employees, because they are illegitimate means diminishing the probability of its use, right? So that means what the expectation of success, the expectation of the success is purely depends upon the success of an organization, right? If you are an employee, then the organization must have expect something for its success or for its improvement or for its growth. The next one is your organizational factors. So your individual factors were over. Let us discuss what are the organizational factors responsible for political behavior. So first one is allocation of resources, right? So let us discuss what you understand by allocation of resources. Allocation means what? Allocation means normally we can say that the proper division of resources. So in the organization we cannot find only one resource, right? We can find the availability of different resources. It may be material resources, it may be machinery resources, it may be equipment resources, it may be financial resources, right? Then it may be technological resources, etc. So according to this, the organization should make a proper division or proper distribution of resources among all the people or among all the departments, right? So when an organization's resources are declining, when the existing pattern of resources are changing, and when there is an opportunity for promotions, politics is more likely to surface. Yes, when an organization resources are declining, when the resources of an organization decreases, and when the existing patterns of resources are changing, if we can find there is some pattern will be changed, and when there is an opportunity for promotions, then politics is more likely to surface. Yes, if in some situations we can find there is a promotion facilities, then definitely the politics is more likely to surface, right? So when an organization downsize to improve efficiency, people may engage in political actions to safeguard what they have, right? Yes, if we can find the profit or the productivity of an organization is decreasing, or when the organization's business is downsizing, in that situation, some people, not all, some people may engage in political actions, right? Some people they are engaged, and they are involved in the political actions to safeguard what they have, right? To provide individual safeguard, right? So as you know that, simply we can say that allocation of resources means proper distribution of resources among all the departments. If we can find there is some shortage of resource allocations, then the people will join politics. Then the people will join politics only to safeguard themselves. The next one is promotion opportunities, right? So let us discuss what to understand by promotions first, right? So promotion means what? Simply we can say that promotion, it is the upward movement of an employee from lower level to higher level, or lower level to top level, with increasing its salary, positions, responsibility, and status, right? So with the help of promotion, the organization can give some extra responsibility to the individual people, right? So where we can find more promotional opportunities, the promotion decisions have consistently been found to be one of the most political in an organization, right? So as I said, promotion means the upward movement of an employee from lower level to top level, or lower level to higher level, with increasing its salary, status, positions, and responsibility. According to this point, we can say that if due to the organizational politics, the people they are getting promotions, right? So promotion decisions have consistently been found to be one of the most political in an organization. If we can find there is any politics in the organization, then promotional decisions is purely depends upon that thing. The next one is trust. Okay, what do you understand by trust? Trust means what? Now we can say the faith, right? So low trust, normal trust means what? Now we can say that faith. So the faith between employer to employee and the employee to employer. Normally in the organization, the employer must have some trust on the employees, and at the simultaneously, or at the same time, the employees must have some trust on the employers or on the superior, right? So low trust, the less trust there is, the low trust there is within the organization, the higher the level of political behavior, and the more likely it will be illegitimate, right? So if the management or if the organization have low trust means low faith on their employees, then the higher level of political behavior, then we can find there is more political behavior, and the more likely will be illegitimate. If you are using more politics in the organization, then that is not lawful. So normally due to the trust, the employer can assign some tasks to the employees, and at the same time, the employees can perform and do the task according to the instruction given by the employer or by the top level management. If we can find there is a low trust between the low trust, or we can say that there is a low faith between the employer and employee, then we can find the political behavior, and with the help of political behavior, the organization can assign the task to the employees. Then next, the role of ambiguity. Ambiguity means not constant. It is always changeable, right? So role of ambiguity means that the prescribed behavior of the employees are not clear, right? when the responsibility or when the behavior or the responsibility of an individual person or individual employees are not clear, right? Whether that person will work for HR department or finance department or marketing or IT or operation department, then we can say that that is role of ambiguity, means when the role of an individual person is not clear, right? So thereafter few limits to the scope and the functions of the employees political action. If the role, if we can find there is something ambiguity in roles, then we can find the politics or organizational politics will enter in that situations, right? The greater the role ambiguity, the more one can engage in political activity, right? If one person is facing more role ambiguity, means that person don't know what is his responsibility or what is his work, then definitely that person will enter into the organizational politics with little chance of it being visible, right? And with the help of that organizational politics, that person can show what is his role and be duty, right? Then okay, one more thing I want to add here. So role based one, what is the responsibility of an individual person? If the responsibility of an individual person is not clear, then definitely that person will enter into the politics. Then unclear performance evaluation system. Okay, so normally we can discuss first what to understand by performance evaluation. What is performance? So performance means what? Normally we can say that the efficiency or the capability of an individual person. Evaluation means measurement, right? So now we'll combine the two things, that is performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is otherwise known as performance evaluation is otherwise known as the performance measurement or performance calculation or performance appraisal, right? So see, that is unclear performance evaluation system. If there is no clear format for evaluating the performance of the employees, then definitely the skilled people, they will enter into the organizational politics, right? So that is unclear performance evaluation system. When the performance evaluation system is not clear, okay, it is not clear within the organization, then we can find there is the politics will enter into that organizations. Then next is zero sum reward practices. Okay, so what to understand by reward first? Normally we can say that reward means one some type of benefit. Sometimes it may be monetary or not monetary benefits which is given by the employer to the employees for his performance, right? So that is known as a reward. So the reward means, as I said, it may be monetary or it may be non-monetary, right? So the amount, the extra amount of money or the extra thing which is given by the employer to the employee for his performance, that is known as a reward, right? So that is zero sum reward practices. If one organization is not paying an extra amount of money to their employees as a reward, then we can find, then we can find the existence of politics there, right? So that means, suppose in the organization three employees are working like X, Y, and Z, right? Suppose the performance of X is average and the performance of Y is very low and the performance of Z is very high, right? So here we can find three types of employees and the performance of all the three types of employees are different, right? So the performance of one person is average, the performance of another person is below average, and the performance of the third person is very high, right? So here, if the organization provides same salary to all the employees, then it will demotivate the employees. So see the performance of the, as I said, the performance of the second person is not good, and if the performance of the third person is very high, if all the people will get the same salary or same remuneration, then then that thing will demotivate the employees. So that demotivation situation will help to decrease the production and productivity of the organization, right? So according to this, if we can find zero sum reward practices, that means if an organization is not providing any reward to the employees whose performance is good, then we can find the politics will enter, right? So zero sum approach treats the reward pie as a fixed, so that any gain one person or group achieve has to come at the expense of another person or group. If I win, then you must lose, right? The next one is your democratic decisions making. Okay, so so before democratic, let us discuss what is autocratic. Autocratic means what? When the power will be reserved in the hand of a single person, then we can say that that is autocratic, right? Or in case of autocratic decision making, the top level people or one person can take all the decisions of the organizations, right? But democratic means when all the people will involve in the decision making process of the organizations, right? So that is the democratic or decentralization decision making, where we can find all the people will involved in the decision making process of the organization. So making organization less autocratic by asking managers to behave more democratically is not necessarily imposed by all the individual managers, right? So sharing their power with others, not directly against some managers desires, right? Yes, if one manager will allow all the people to involve in the democratic decision making, then sometimes it will hamper the personal goals or personal profit of the individual persons. The next one is high performance pressures, right? High performance means the efficiency, or we can say the capability, or simply we can say the productivity of the employees, right? So see, the more pressure that employees feel to perform well, that more likely they are to engage in politics, right? So high performance pressure, if one organization is giving more pressure to the employees to increase their performance or to increase their productivity or output, then the people will enter into the politics. If a person perceives that his or her entire career is riding on the next whatever, then there is motivation to do whatever is necessary to make sure the outcome is favorable. Yes, right? So see, if one organization is always give pressure to the employees to increase the productivity, then definitely the people, they will increase their productivity. But that thing gives some motivations to enter into the politics. Then next to the self-serving senior managers, right? So self-serving senior managers, when employees see top management successfully engaging in political behavior, a climate is treated that supports politics, right? So self-serving senior managers, right? So when the employees will say that the management or the top level management, they are engaging their employees in a systematic way, then definitely they will enter into the politics. So these are the different individual and organizational factors which influencing political behavior. Then next one is political implications. Implications of power in the organization, right? So power and politics, they are closely related concept. They are closely related to each other, or we can say that power and politics both are the two sides of a coin. The political process of an organization are distinguished from other organizational political power processes by two characteristics, that is power and influence. So the political process include two characteristics. First one is your power and second one is your influence, right? So political behavior is the use of power. Political behavior means make the use of power. The acquisition of authority means taking the authority or the attempt to influence others. So with the help of political behavior, you can make the use of power, then you will accuse the authority or power in his hand and you can influence others. But secondly, political can be used to achieve organizational goals or individual goals that are not in the best interest of the organization. Sometimes the politics can be used in the organization to achieve the organizational goals. A manager who drives his work unit to high performance level in order to improve his reputation is an example of same, right? Yes, if a manager who drives his work unit to high performance levels, right? If one manager's performance is high, then to improve his reputations, then we can say that is political power, or we can say that is political power and influence. So politics can differ from one organization to other, and even between different units in the same organization. So politics are not same, it is different from one organization to another organizations, and it also different from one department to another department. Then what are the political strategies for attaining power in an organization? So some political strategies are there to attaining the powers in the organization. Firstly, taking counsel, right? So say these are the political strategies which are used in the organization. Taking counsel. If you counsel the employees, then that helps to increase the productivity. Then promoting limited communication. So you should communicate very low things, a few things to the employees. If you share everything with the employees, then that will create politics, right? Then exhibiting confidence. Yes, you should always hold your confidence. Then controlling access to informations and persons. Yes, with the help of controlling, you can access the informations as well as you can also control or access the persons. Then making activities central and non-substitutable. Then creating a sponsors, that is protect relationship. Then stimulating competitions among ambiguous subordinates. Then neutralizing potential positions. Then making strategic replacement. Then committing the on commitment. Then forming a winning coalition. Then developing expertise and building personal stature. Then why organizations are political, right? Or we can say then why we can find there is a place for politics in the organization, or why we can find the politics in the organization. So organizational politics is present in most in the present situation in the most of the organization, or simply we can find in all the organizations, right? All the organization we can find there is a big place for politics, right? So every business has a hierarchy, and with this hierarchy comes an uneven disruption of power, right? So see, in the every business we can find there is a hierarchy, like top level, middle level, and low level. Hierarchy means levels, right? So in the organization we can find three levels, that is top level hierarchy, middle level hierarchy, and last one is your lower level hierarchy. So due to that hierarchy positions, we can find the politics in the organization. Then certain employees are most likely to pursue their power than others, right? Which is considered political behavior in the workplace. Yes, some people, they are very anxious for power, right? They are very anxious for power. They are very anxious to get a designation or recognition in the organization. So so due to this power or due to this mentality, some people try to create some politics in the workplace. Then all employees experience the impact of organizational politics throughout their careers, whether positive or negative. All employees experience the impact of organizational politics again, through their career, through their career. Some people, they have faced, they have get the experience of organizational politics. Some people, they have get that organizational politics in positive way, and some employees in the negative. Okay, so positive way means what? If you are exercising with the help of power, if you have done some good things for the organization or for the employee, then we can say that that is the good side, or that is the positive organizational politics. Okay, and with the help of that positive organizational politics, if you will maintain a good relationship or healthy relationship among the people or the employees who are working in the organization, or it helps to achieve the goals of the organization, and it also helps to find out the solutions of different problems of the organization, then we can say that that is positive organizational politics. And negative organizational politics means if we can find conflict, misunderstanding, disruptions, right? Or misunderstanding, or misunderstanding or misrepresentations of information among the employees, then we can say that that is negative organizational politics. So for some, it means engaging in office gossip, or acting as a part of a clue while for others it means climbing the career ladder and being as productive and efficient as possible at work, right? So simply we can say that if you are making any gossiping in the organizations, right, and to only to increasing your positions, or trying to get different promotions, then we can say that that is organizational politics. Only to get some power or authority, or designations, the people are doing some politics in the organizations. Then what are the political perspectives of organizations, right? So the political perspectives of organizations is classified into three parts. First the task interest, then second the external interest, and last one is the career interest. So we can find the role of power due to the task or due to the work or due to the performance of the employees. Then external interest may due to the interest of the external people or career interest. Sometimes we can find the people they are very concerned and they're very serious for their career. In that case, we can also find some politics, right? So let us discuss all the political perspectives of the organization. So as I said, first the task interest. So task interest is concern and individuals work in the organization. Yes, as I said, task means work, right? What is the work of the organ? Due to the work of the organization, we can find some politics. For instance, a hospital manager's interest would be to discharge patient as quickly as possible. Suppose, for example, the one hospital manager's interest is to discharge the patient quickly as soon as quickly as possible. On the contrary, a medical consultant interest would be to continue to allow the patient to remain in hospital. So see here we can find a contradictory situation. So as a manager of the hospital, he wants to release the customers and discharge customers as soon as possible. But as a medical consultant or as a doctor, you want to continue or allow that patient to remain in the hospital until and unless that person or that patient is not fine, right? So that is the task interest. So due to the task interest, we can so find politics. The second one is the external interest. So external interest include domestic pressures, obligations to professional associations and trade unions, and relationship with the subcontractors, suppliers, and customers. So external means outside the organization. Sometimes the due to the interest of the outside people or outsiders, they are creating politics in the organization, right? Suppose domestic pressure. Suppose you are getting some pressure from the domestic, then obligations to professional associations or trade unions. Suppose you are getting some pressures from the trade unions, the relationship with the subcontractors, or if you're getting a relationship with the contractors, suppliers, and customers, so they will create conflict or they will create politics in the organization. For instance, obligations to a trade union may compel an employer to recruit people from a particular locality or language, right? Yes, external. Let's say example, it is the obligation of trade union to hire the employees, to recruit the employees in a particular area or in a particular language, right? So say if that trade union or if the manager will hire the same employee in the same particular area or particular language, then we can also find there is some role of politics. Then career interest, right? So career interest can promote to resist chance or resist change or support decisions which are against an organization's best interest, right? So career interest, as already I have said, career interest means people they are giving more focus or they are more concerned for their personal career rather than the organizational career, right? So in that case, we can find the role of politics, right? So for instance, a managers may appoint mediocre candidates to subordinate positions in order to protect themselves from the challenges. Yes, if you are a doctor, then you will appoint more nurse to give protect yourself, right? That means that you are more concerned for your career. Then political as it means resolving conflict interest. Yes, through the help of or with the help of politics, the organization can find out the solutions of different problems, right? It resolves conflict by taking with each other and negotiating and reaching the conclusion, right? So conflict resolution is defined as the techniques or procedures used to facilitate the cordial resolutions of conflict and litigation, right? Yes, conflict resolution means it is a process which helps to, or it is a technique which helps to find out the solutions of the problem, and it also helps to find out the cordial solutions of the particular problem. Then one definition of politics helps to some extent with these issues, that is it is redefined the politics as a certain form of process and shift politics primarily focus away from the state, right? According to this definition, so politics refers to a specific approach to dispute resolutions. Yes, so politics is the one process or refers to a specific approach which dispute or which find out the solutions of the problem. So political scientist Benchmark Crick was one of the most well-known advocate of such approach to politics, right? So according to Crick, politics means the activity by which divergent interests within a given unit of rule are reconciled by granting them a share in power proportionate to their importance to welfare and survival of the entire community, right? So according to Crick, so with the help of politics, or politics is a process which gives more importance to the interest of the individual persons as well as the interest of the entire community, right? So hence politics is a means of resolving conflict by conciliation and negotiations, right? So see here we can find two concept, that is conciliation and second one is a negotiation. So first we'll discuss what is conciliation and what is negotiation. So conciliation means that if we can find there is a conflict between two parties, right? There will be a conflict between two parties. Then first they will make a mutual understanding in between them, right? Or they will take the help of another persons, right? Then that is known as a conciliation, right? So you will take the help of another person to find out the solutions and to find out the result of your conflict, right? Then the second one is your negotiation. Negotiation means it is a contract. It is a contract or it is a agreement between the two parties, right? If there will be any conflict between the two parties, then through the help of that negotiation or contract, you can find the solutions of the problem and you can find the main role of politics there. Then how to apply politics, right? So politics can apply due to resource dependence, then psychological dependence, then ability to manage uncertainty, right? So first one is your resource dependence means for the, if you will depend on other persons for the resource, right? Then we can see that that is resource dependence. The psychological means mental. Psychology means what? Mentality, right? It can be created by subordinate by making themselves indispensable, right? So if the employees or the subordinates they are self-sufficient, right? Then we can find the role of politics. Then ability to manage uncertainty, right? Uncertainty means for now when the possibility is zero, right? When there is no certainty, there is no consistency. So uncertainty is closely linked to export power, right? So organization dislike uncertainty because it makes planning difficult and implies risk and instability, right? So see, if we can find some uncertainty in the organization, then we can find the role of politics there. So with the help of politics, the organization can find out the solutions of that uncertainty. Then how to recognize that political tactics? So with the help of equipment, then with the help of persuasions, the creative and obligations, then coercion. The next one, these are the things which helps to recognize the political tactics in the organization. Then managing politics. So how will manage the politics in the organizations? First, instead of aiming at reducing or eradicating organization politics, the manager need to focus on activities that create healthy political environment in order to improve knowledge, then knowledge flows and organizational performance, right? So here how we can manage the politics. First, if the manager of the organization will give more focus to increase the performance of the employees or try to create a healthy relationship among the employees, then we can manage the politics. Second, managers need to be consistent in the way they support behavior and align interest, goals, and responsibility among the members. Right? If a manager would consistently means constantly or always give support to their employees to align this to find out their interest, then goals as well as responsibility, then it will help. It will be another strategy to manage the politics. And finally, global teams need to renew and recognition norms and work habit on an ongoing basis and not only at the beginning of a project, right? So global means now worldwide, right? If the manager will give more focus for global teams, then that also helps to manage the politics of the organizations, right? Then these are the specific political strategies for power acquisition, that is information, financial incentive strategy, then constitute building strategy, then how to maintain the alliance with the powerful people, embarrass or dominate the people, then divide and rule, then manipulate classification informations, then make a quick swing, then avoid excessive engagement, then attracting and blaming others, then progress one step at a time, then be aware of resource dependence. Thank you.